Hello guys, welcome back to my stream. Today I will try, but I will try to focus land at Bhutan airport because the pilots who are converting from Boeing 737 and it's performing their flight with Airbus as let's say one disadvantage, and to learn how to proper fly the airplane, because Airbus it's the cockpit of the Airbus is much more higher than in 737, so there many times leads to a hard landing and they need to land properly. I did a couple of let's say not the videos, but I am flying with Fenix, but I will not making the videos, so I hope I will be success. So okay, so now we are currently situating in terminal, and what we can do, we can adjust our seats for our maximum comfort. This should go up. We can open the door for cabin crew communication, and we may start the preliminary. So battery and battery 2. We have Viper Spark, that's pretty okay. Navigation light, we put it on the GPU. Once we have put it into the GPU, we can check the gear lever, we can check the conditions. 3 green, that's okay. Master engine master panel, it's right setup. Flaps are up, speed brakes are stowed, radar trim is on 0 position, that's okay. Weather radar is in off condition, and we may release parking brake as I guess, but I guess that we are on chokes, but I am not sure. So always ensure with ground service personnel that your airplane is on chokes. It's on chokes, so as you can see, the brake pressure is okay. We can release it. It drops down a bit, but that's pretty okay. So what we will do the first. I hope my sim won't crash. So we are going, and the first read our operational flight plan in order to know what's going on in Bhutan. So we have operational flight plan. We have Drucker 101 with registration. I think it's this one, maybe. Okay. Our cruising altitude is 350, which is optimum flight level. We need to take the 6400 as a minimum block fuel, and as we have plenty of room space between the weights. I don't know what is the performance landing weight, but I guess it's quite high, so we can put 7.4 tons of fuel, and we have 129 passengers. Cargo it's 1.9. That's pretty cool. Okay. We have some decent wind conditions, and this is our ICAO flight plan. Weather at Kathmandu right now scattered 3000, and wind is 210 knots, so will be runway 22 departure. I guess it is. They are expecting the thunderstorm. In Bhutan it's broken 800 feet, so it's quite perfect, with perfect visibility. So, and but there is no forecast, so maybe the pilots who are going to fly there are fully aware of the situation and accommodate it. We have destination alternate, which I am not satisfied with, because as you can see, 4000 feet with the drizzle and broken 100, which is going into a light rain. Well, technically it's okay. Regarding the NOTAMs, Paro nothing, Kathmandu nothing, and that's it. So we can take 7.4 of the fuel. So go to master balance. Sorry, my flight, and import from SimBrief. So now we have importing from SimBrief. 9015 Zulu departing. So we have still plenty of time. But anyway, okay. So 7.4, as I said before, that's okay, and we may start loading the airplane. However, I don't like it to load the passengers while refueling. But yeah, that's it like it is. So we have to accept it anyway. So in this case, we have plenty time to prepare our airplane for departure. So cockpit voice recorder test passed. That's okay. Arm, strobe, auto, perform the fire tests. Okay, perform the fire tests. I'm again breaking the rules because you are not allowed to perform fire test, or let's say you may perform the fire test, but you need to tell the guy who is refueling the airplane that, hey man, don't worry, we are performing fire test. Okay. I put intentionally blower off because it has an annoying sound and I don't like it, and this weather radar we should sorry, this VHF3 we don't need to use anymore. So that's basically okay, and we can go down like this way. We can put VATSIM, but there is nobody out here. That's okay. We put it like this, and this is set up 1 to 1.5. It's okay. So we may pre-select it on voice receiving the VHF number 2. And now we are connected with ground personnel in case something happens, but I don't basically think that something happens. So if we look at the weather conditions, blah 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 blah, QNH 1011, put the constraint over there, put it like this one. We don't have synchronized the airplane, so we need to perform the settings. And how to perform the settings, we can put the metrics, for example, right here. For our arrival, do not use flight landing system because it's not modeled for radius to fix arrivals. So controls captain and linked, and all we have, so we can save it as the default, and now it should work. So 1011, it's okay, that's pretty fine and perfect. That's what I like. So we can go here. Navigation database is up to date. We can request operational flight plan with company routing. So we have Drucker 101, cost index. What will be the cost index for the flight? 60, quite high. And as I check the routing, it's like a zigzag, so we'll make it direct to the first waypoint of the first of the standard instrument arrival. Anyway, level 350, and the temperature should be minus 39, minus 37, so it's okay. And tropopause level, it's like this one, so maximum 390, and we request the wind condition, and then we put some departure, so that's okay. And we have Tala departure, Ahale departure, okay. So departure, runway to 0, and we need to check it with Navigraph because there is a transition departures, so so how the departure looks like. This is the IGRIS departure. IGRIS departure is basically the departure which is completely air now, and it's going to Ahale point. We can easily use it. No, we can't use it. It's for runway 02. So we need to check the runway, this one. So this is valid for us, and if you would like to, we can perform the procedural departure. It's not this one. Not this one, and IGRIS 1 Alpha 1 Bravo, we can check it, yes. This is IGRIS departures from runway 20, and as you can see from runway 20, we will be making a turn. All the way when we are crossing radial 084, and we are proceeding to Manichoke LNC, so that's I put it there, and it's IGRIS 1 Alpha, 1 Bravo is another departure, so IGRIS 1 Alpha. IGRIS 1 Alpha, Ahale, and that's it. We should have it. We can put it into the radio nav page, so LNC will be VOR. Sorry, will be NDB, and the VOR, Kathmandu VOR should be KTM Kilo Tango Mike. We put as hard tuning. Okay, I made a mistake, but we have plenty of time for boarding, so I will not hurry with this procedure. And we have the course of 125 to Ahale, so we put there 125 and 125, so that means that this one is pre-selected. And what is important, do not overshoot radial 40, so that means that we can put somewhere over here into the fixed info Kathmandu, and radius 4, And what is depicted right over here, that at 084 turning left intercept Kathmandu radial, the turns are limited to maximum 180 knots. Okay, so IGRIS and climb to okay, so the procedure will be to IGRIS point as the first, but we don't have the radial. It's QDR from LNC, so anyway, it's okay. And what's important right here, all this turn up to this NDB should be done within 180. Okay, so we'll see how it looks like with acceleration. We don't have the any restrictions, so 360, I guess it was 360. You can look at the progress page. 350 was our final level, so 350 is set. This is prepared as well, and radial 085, and then we can start our turn. We can put it as well in the fix page. I don't see any problem. LNC and LNC has the frequency 252, so is this one. And from LNC it's approximately because this is the bearing from Kathmandu, okay, so it's approximately 105. It's just in case you lose all our navigation. Performance in secondary flight plan, we can create like this one. We can put arrival and arrival for runway 20, and arrival for runway 20 is just air now, okay, so we put air now to 0, and that's basically it. So everything is pre-selected. We're just waiting with init B page to be airplane fully loaded, and then we will continue with the discussion what to do the next. So how it looks like with passengers. Okay, fuel is on board, so well, we can put the fasten belts on, and we may start the APU to get a fresh air into the cabin. That's it. As we can look at the chart, right now it's on its ACAM page on APU part, so that means that shortly it will open the flap position and rising the AGT and N1. So we can put ADF1 and VOR2, ADF1, VOR2, and we have everything pre-selected right now, so it's basically okay. So we are waiting for starting the APU. Oh, everything is closed right now. Everybody is moving out. But we are not still finished with the loading. Okay, doesn't matter. it's a little bit the scenery discrepancy. As you can see, it's the mesh elevation is going down to the terminal, but I can tell you that I will never see this kind of weather at Kathmandu. It's always smoke, dust, haze, mist, call it whatever, but it's not clear skies, or let's say the visibility more than 10 kilometers, I didn't see it. But it's okay, basically. Our altitude is 4,400. So we can pre-file the performance page, and 4,400 plus 1,500, it's 5,900 feet, which is over there depicted. That's fine. And 4,400, 7,700 will be our acceleration altitude. But we can break the rule, and we have to wait for our minimums, and transition altitude in our case will be the transition altitude in our case on the chart it's depicted 13,500, which is right over there, and it's perfectly okay. It's really quite okay. So 5,500 should be approximately our engine out acceleration altitude. That's okay. So we are just waiting for PEX, and that's it. So we have APU. APU, as you can see, we can put it into the bleed because it's okay. It's ready to provide the bleed air. What we can check the oil quantity. It's okay. We can check the bleed condition from APU. It should open the crossfit valve and go right here, and first of all the pegs are providing lower pressure, and then after a few seconds it should go to high pressure to provide the high pressure, because Airbus has very powerful APU. So as you can see, it's rising to high pressure, and the same condition will be happened with another pack. So isolation valve is open. This match our condition. That's fine. Delta PSI is okay. Electrical system. So it's now going from external power, but we can put external power into off position because we don't need it. So now it's APU generator power AC transfer bus 1, AC transfer bus 2, and from this transfer bus is via transformer rectifier going to DC bus 1 and DC bus 2, and that's it. So electrical is okay, hydraulic fluid we have, it's okay. Fuel, as you can see, it's quite okay. Temperature and everything. Temperature in cabin is perfect. 24 degrees. It's quite okay. This is completely normal situation. Flight controls as well. So we have company message. I hate these company messages, because right now we have accept the load sheet, and then we have accept another load sheet while performing a flight. So that's why I hate these company messages. But anyway, what we can do is I would like to configure my controls, because my null zone must be 12 exactly, otherwise it won't work for me, so that's okay. Well, you can see I will forget about it. Okay, ACARS messages, so we don't have the ACARS, so, or let's say we have the ACARS but we don't have the CPDLC to see the message here and answer for the message. So okay, go back. How we are with the loading. Okay, that's we have, so 56.4 slash CG for 0 fuel weight is 30.2. And we have 7.4 tons. So now what we can do is just go and check it right here. Final reserve is approximately 1 ton. I will not discuss it anymore. We have alternate 52 minutes. It's 42 minutes, but anyway, it's counting with 700 kilograms, which is impossible because, as you can see, alternate is 1800 kilograms, so 1.8. And now look what happens. It happens that we have no longer extra time for 1 hour, but we have extra time for 30 minutes of holding. Okay, so now we will make a performance. So runway to 0, runway is dry, synchronize with low cheat, packs on. That's it. Calculate. We will see what we have. 1 to 7. 1 to 7, 140 and 140. And 140. So it's okay, and flaps 1 up 0. Okay, that's it. Flex temperature 60, which is quite high for this high altitude, but anyway, we have to accept it. So we are the airplane is fully loaded and it's board with the packs, so we can maybe via ground performance disconnect the GPU, connect the fuel track. Right over here, set the parking brakes as the fuel truck is connecting, and yes, we have another company message. I will need to get rid about this situation. AOC menu, received message, low cheat, accept, OK, progress page, boom, back. And what we can do, as you can see, all doors are closed, but it doesn't reflect it that we have closed the that we have slide arms. I don't know why. Okay, so we'll put it like this one, but anyway, we can put the fuel pumps on, we can put the beacon light on, we can put transponder to on position, and we can close the doors as we are going to perform the pushback, so it's okay. And now we can try it once again, and now it's okay. So the doors are closing and slides are armed. This is the situation we want. So basically it's okay. We can put it into the start block time, and I don't know how it works. If I release parking brake, yes. Okay, so go start and go down like this one. I was a little bit worried about this situation, how it is possible that you have a tow truck connected, and basically when you press release parking brakes, how you can move. You cannot move in real life. And we are going to another runway, so we have to make it tail to the left side, I guess so. I think so. Okay, so in this case, put it on the left. I don't know if it is too soon or too late. We will see. Maybe I'll do it a little bit like this one. Tail to the right. Just a little bit, okay, and then put back. Engine number one is engine number two is started, so start the engine number one. So tail to the left a little bit, and we are basically good to go, so we can stop it. And once we can stop it, we put the parking brake, and the tag will be disconnecting. Yes, it suddenly disappeared. Okay, in reality there is completely different procedures how to perform the pushback and how to communicate with ground personnel and as well. But anyway, it's flight simulator, so we need to have a fun. So it seems that engine number one is stable according to the numbers I can see right now. So what we can do, we can put the APU bleed to off position and let cool down the APU a little bit, put the brakes to max, stabilize the trim basically nothing. We can arm the slides, put the flaps to one position, and now we can move it into auto position, because if you have a transponder in auto position, when the engine number 2 is started, it's depicted the mode Charlie. So I have learned it in FCOM, so now I am macho. Okay, so we don't need the ground personnel, we can put it on the VHF1. We have everything set up correctly, so we can perform the test of flight controls, and the flight controls test was performed quite well. So in this case we can put the lights, we can disconnect the APU, and now press disk tiller in order to have the proper Okay, so again we're this way with the left turn. We make a circle around the airport. There is an heading 320. What does it mean, the 320? It's maybe for another runway. Yes, it's for another runway, for runway 02. So when we cross this radial, we are directly going to LNC, and from LNC we have to make it conventional via QDR from LNC to IGRIS point, and from IGRIS point basically what we can do right now is put 105 because this is the first radial, and it's 15 nautical miles to IGRIS, and then we have to turn with the heading 192 and wait for the radial 157. So this will be our takeoff strategy. Okay, so we are fully aware of the fact there is parking brakes, and now we have to taxi, and now we have to make things much more complicated because I will always make some problem. So cabin is ready, press test, put the weather radar, put terrain radar. We are fully prepared for takeoff, ACAM no blue. And what I need to just check the ground charts and why we are taxiing, because I can see the Golf taxiway. It's Golf? No, it's Foxtrot. Via Foxtrot all the way down to Alpha position. Oh no, 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 no. If there is some volunteer, you can buy me a new joystick, a new hardware with the pedals. I will highly appreciate it. No, I'm not take it serious. All my channel, let's say 737 educational channel, it's completely free. I will not ask money from the people or for the membership. I'm making it for you, just right for you, for those of you who would like to learn more information about 737. So now we are approaching the holding point. So what we can do right now, we'll stop the airplane, set the parking brake, and we can swap the charts into the departure chart, which is this one. I will zoom it a little bit in, like this one, and we can check the left side is clear, right side is clear. We are allowed to enter the runway, so put transponder mode and put the lights on, so that means strobe lights, landing lights, and taxi nose lights. Okay, basically that's it. So we are good to go. So release parking brakes and make a backtrack, and Okay, so we are on the turning pad. So we stop the airplane, we start the flight time, we put the engine stable onto 50 with brake pressure, we put the steerer off because we are currently make it with the rudder, and as we are good to go. And as you can see, the blue, or let's magenta circle, it's exactly on the way that we are going to fly. Okay, okay, so take off. So we have V1, we rotate, so we can rotate the airplane. We have positive rate, gear up, and I will put the autopilot engaged, and just watch the chart. Okay, so we have to start our turn via IGRIS point, and do not cross DME5, so not the DME4, but do not cross DME5. Oh, it's basically doesn't matter if we do not cross DME4 or DME5. As you can see, we are quite nice climbing, so that's perfect. And so it's strange, lag is depicted the chart over here. And right now what we should do, we'll not accelerating the airplane, otherwise in do not overshoot the radial 084, because it's clearly stated on the chart that you have to all we need to stop the speed brakes. We should have 180 up till this radial, so there's no way for us. Okay, there was some rain showers depicted. So we have 1000 lights are coming off. Okay, and as you can see, we are still turning, but if we are climbing so much and we are too light, up to 20,000 feet or flight level 200, we should have the flaps retracted. Okay, because there's the limitations no matter the SID looks like. Okay, And somebody told me, who asked the real pilots who are flying with Airbus into this airport, that it's not that true that Airbus developed this procedure and so on and so on, and they are still using they are still flying there when the only VFR condition exists, and with the VOR support, because there is still VOR, and this VOR is using very old charts, and it's fully serviceable. So that's the case. Okay, so we had transition altitude, so let's put it on standard mode. We can put airport right over here, just to see. And now what this needle? This needle, it's should be showing us the direction to LNC and DB. Okay. I fully understand that my flying and my channel is completely boring, but I would like to be close to the real operationals as possible. Even if it is Airbus, it doesn't matter that I will be now flying like like some farmer which has licensing to Cessna. Okay, we are professional and we have to do it with a professional way. So we are approaching this 085, which is right over here. So now we may accelerate. Okay, and we'll see where the speed bug is moving. Okay, it's moving out, so he completely knows that this radial is okay for us, and we are waiting for a speed in order to retract the flaps. Okay. Okay, so we are a little bit on the left side of the LNC, but anyway, now we should perform it like this way. We put VOR, and as you can see on the VOR, it's clearly depicted 105 and 15 nautical miles. So what does it mean? I put it into heading select, and I put it a little bit more to the right side, okay, in order to catch the VOR. And as we have 15 nautical miles, we can go down with the heading 1992. Okay. It's kind of misty and temperature 17, so it's okay. Don't need to use the engine anti-ice. Okay, we are coming back as we are approximately on this radial, as you can see, and we are approaching 15 nautical miles, and with this 15 nautical miles we can make it heading 192. Okay, look at the beautiful Himalayas over there, it's quite nice. Okay, so we have 15 nautical miles, so 192, 192, and what is depicted here, that we should join the radial, which is, or let's say, with the QDR, which is going from LNC, and it's 157. So back to the fixed page, go to LNC, and we should have a radial 157. So 157, that's it, and we should put it into the arc mode, Sorry, it's Ahale point, so 1 to 5. We should join 1 to 5. Like this one, that's okay, so we may start the turn to Ahale point, like this now. Meanwhile, we can release the cabin because we are on en route climb speed. And basically that's it. And we can perform it like direct to Ahale, insert, and we will leave it into the nav page, so we can put the ADF back, VOR back, ADF back, VOR back, and we can delete the secondary flight plan. As we are not in emergency, we can delete the radio nav page, and we are feel free to study the airport which we are currently flying. No matter how Bhutan airport is, no discussions, auto brake to medium. I saw the video from real life, they are using auto brake low, but I'm beginner, so auto brake on medium, no discussion. We have fuel prediction for 40 minutes and it will drops down a little bit, so approximately 30 minutes, okay? And Bhutan, if you look at the ground chart, you can see that the airport width is 30 meters. It's quite a narrow runway, so that means that we have to flare much more higher. But the length of the runway is 2300 meters, and if you would like to be precise, it's 2100. Okay, so but with this altitude, which is 7364, and the distance will be much shorter because the difference between EAS and ground speed should differs. Okay, so go to the Fenix page and let's check the let's check the meter conditions. We have wind of 10 knots for runway 15, so that's basically okay. We have broken 9000 and blah 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 QNH 1016, so we put 1016 pre-selected, that's okay. And what we can prepare, it's what is our departure point? Bogop point. Okay, so can go to Navigraph charts, go to Bogop 1 alpha, I guess it will be Bogop 1 alpha, yes, it's Bogop 1 alpha, so we can put VQPR, Airnav Zulu runway 15, Bogop 1 alpha, and that's it basically. And what I would like to do, as I'm beginner, I would like to be stabilized as soon as possible at 16,000 feet with exactly this speed. Okay, so overhead Bogop. Where is Bogop? Here is Bogop. Okay, so in this case we have no constraints overhead Bogop. Yes, because it's Papa Romeo 77. Okay, so it's my fault. Papa Romeo 77, and now you can see that we have speed restriction, it's okay, but flight level is 160 at or above. I would have to 160. Okay, so and now I am happy with the settings. Radio page we don't need to use, and approach is RMP Zulu. which is basically going from Bogop 177. 16,000 feet is mandatory, and all the way down I cannot see any restriction up to the point Papa Romeo 799er. So from point 777 to Papa Romeo 799er we should have 7,000 feet. Okay, oh sorry, 3,800 feet. So basically that's it, and we can do the performance page and put there all the unnecessary information. That means our decision altitude, which is RMP 0.3, should be 10,320. So now it's okay. Flight level 180 it should be, that's no problem. And now we can check the wind condition 1709 knots. We have QNH 1016. 16. Temperature is 25 degrees of centigrade. That's quite okay. And engine out, as we have airport elevation, climb to 16,000 feet. Okay, so this will be the engine out procedure, and but I cannot see on AirNow RM miss approach track to Papa Romeo 777. Climb to 16,000 feet. It doesn't make sense to me. And start new approach. So we are coming back to Papa Romeo directly via this point. Okay, but I will not do so in real life. I will try to go via this valley to Papa Romeo 777, because as we are very powerful, it doesn't mean that everything goes okay. So 16,000 feet will be our misapproach altitude, and airport elevation is 7,400, and acceleration altitude is approximately 1,000, so 8,400 should be our engine out and acceleration altitude in case of go around. So yeah, that's okay, and we can delete from fixed page Kathmandu. So now we are prepared, and the only problem is our skills, but anyway, what I would like to point out as well, our routing, as you can see, it's like this zigzag. I would like to avoid this zigzag, so we can put the direct page and direct to Bravo Golf. I guess it's okay, because if you look at the plan page and go down, scroll it down, you can see right now it's okay. So it's non-standard procedure. I don't know how the sim brief, why the sim brief is planning like this way, but just for flight simulator purpose, imagine that FIR over this area, it's not closed, and we are good to go. So Parabutan, arrival Bogop, and then we will continue. Okay, and as we coming to the final approach point or final approach fix, let's say, we arm the final app mode, no matter if it is working or not, and we set the missed approach altitude. We put it. We will be configured for landing, and we will fly the airplane manually and put flight directors off. That's what I saw on video, that the guys are making this procedure like this one. They are always flying on the hand with flight directors off, and autopilot disengage. Only auto thrust was engaged. Okay, so yeah, we will see how I am perform this procedure, but I hope I will do something reasonable. So so now everything is working normally. Well, I guess so. Okay, so we have Druger livery. I guess the call sign is Royal Bhutan. Let me check it. What is the call sign? Right over here. The Druk Air. The Druk Air has ICAO code DRK Delta Romeo Kilo, and it's Bhutan. Okay, so it's only called the Bhutan. So Druk Air, it's called Bhutan. So Bhutan 101, we are going to crash into the mountains. So we have flight level 350, and we can check with the progress page. Optimal is flight level 360, and as we are flying to the east, so we need to take easterly configuration. That means that flight level 350 is quite okay for us without any problems and any further reason. We'll look at the fuel prediction. We have 1 hour of holding, so we can easily perform the go around. But as I saw as I said before, on the go around with this, I'm not comfortable with these charts. I think that they are completely wrong. It's my professional view, because there are missing the missed approach procedure. It's not depicted right overhead over there. I know it's cloud break procedure. It's not depicted, for example, when within the approach phase. If I look at the chart, what's written here that you have to use RMP 0.3, but nobody tells you. Okay, everybody tells you that from final approach point, which is right over here, okay, you have to go via this way. Right turn, left turn arc, right turn arc, and it leads to missed approach point, which is Papa Romeo 888 overhead the airport. And VMC conditions must be met at DA. But doesn't make sense, this sentence. Anyway, descent flight path angle is 3.5, but if you would like to land with from this point directly to the airport, I was calculated once, and it showed me the calculation was the descent angle was approximately 7 degrees. 7 degrees in order to land. That's why maybe they are disconnecting the autopilot and making zigzag turns and making their own procedure, because yeah, but in real life they have different charts, different training, and we on the flight simulator are not properly trained. Okay, I apologize. This is the misapproach procedure. So, as I said before, via valley to 0.777, and from 0.777 going directly to another approach. So, if something goes wrong, press toga and flaps one notch. That means to flaps 3. Positive rate, gear up with acceleration altitude, retract the flaps on scheduled, and climb with the open climb as rapidly as it is possible in order to achieve the good climb gradient for our purposes. Let me check how it looks like within the cabin. It's basically nothing done here. I have a beautiful livery for EasyJet, and it's a perfectly modeled cabin, but right now it's default, I can see, because we don't have the safety card here and so on. So yeah, that's maybe basically the problem. To be honest, to you, yes, you are playing flight simulator and you are good to go, and you have no worries, but I have such a human factor from real flying, and I am really a bit scared of this approach. And especially the landing. So we will see if we make a hard landing and drop from the runway and make it twice, but I have still problem, because imagine you are flying 20 years on Boeing 737, and now you jump to Airbus, which cockpit is much more higher over the ground. So that means that if you are old enough, like I am, you have problems to accommodate the situation and flare the airplane with a higher altitude. So yeah, that's my problem. That's my problem, and I would like to avoid this problem within this flight, but I'm not pretty sure if we uh, if we can do it. So that's okay. Basically, let's go to temperature of the cabin. It's okay. Fuel consumption. We have used 2060 overhead Bravo Golf Delta. So what does it mean? We can go to Bravo Golf Delta. We should burn 2500 and we burn 2080. So we are saving 400 kilograms due to the shortcut, and our fuel on board should be 3900 and we have 5000, and so we have plenty of room space in case of something happens. So we can perform the go around procedure without any further problems. It's with no clue. Oh, we have this in another mode, in VOR mode. I don't know why. We should have it in ARC mode, like this one. Okay. Sorry for that, guys. I am not that kind of the person. If you have the terrain, let's say, in the real airplane, you have GPWS, okay, and you have as well EGPWS. That means enhanced, okay. That is based on GPS position and related depicted of the terrain. And I am not kind of the person who would put it into the off position. However, he's flying in the VMC conditions, because it has on purpose to be there. And as I was flying to Innsbruck, I will never put it into off position. However, it was screaming, "Who pull up terrain?" Okay, so it should be put to off position, but yeah, if it is annoying for you, I will put we are on flight sim, so I can put it off, but in real life I will never do it. So okay, so we can go down further to transition level, which is 180. 016 we have pre-selected, that's okay. Constraints right over here as well. So we are approaching the yo-yo, as you can see. So we are approaching the completed glide path, and now we can see how precise is the wind conditions upload link. If we are too high or if we are too low and we need to use the thrust. I don't know, for example, the viewer frequency overhead parabutan, because there is no longer depicted on the Navigraph charts. But the pilot has the charts where is the VOR frequency, and the VOR frequency was in the past using for this kind of the approach. So so as I said before, a friend of mine told me that the guys are using this chart and this VOR procedure still right now. So but for parabutan is very important to absolve the full flight simulator training with visual scenery in order to know hand flying over the airport, because you are pretty close to the terrain conditions, and you are making the final turn within a few let's say within few hundred feet, or even less within 50 feet, I guess so. So it's a really quite a tricky situation. Okay, as I can see, this is the still problem of Fenix airplane, that the weather which is depicted or let's say requested via FMC doesn't match the condition, and you have always not using the idle thrust, but you are always using some thrust condition in order to achieve the proper glide path. It is the bug. I can say it is the bug. So let's jump back to the map, and as I said before, we put the bog up. I don't know why so many people are flying to Parabutan. Maybe Lukla as a base camp, it's better solution, but let me know if you know. Leave me a comment. So guys, we are approaching the first point of our standard instrument arrival. As you can see, holding minimum holding altitude is 16,000 feet, and I put it directly 16,000 feet in order to let the airplane I'm not performing with this procedure the idle descent. Okay, it doesn't make sense. if we are coming to Prague airport, or let's say whatever European airport, we can make a shortcut with air traffic controllers. We can make it the idle descent procedure without any further problems. But with these airports, so-called category C airports, which Parabutan should be, it's it's safety first. So that means that be stabilized and use the proper altitudes in not to get a control flight into the terrain. Okay, so now we are going to 16,000 feet. I'll put it right now. 1016. We can put the cabin crew. Let's check the temperature is fine. I will maybe no. I will check it. What is the 25 degrees of centigrade? I was always wondering why in the Alps are such a high temperatures and high temperatures within the high flight level, and for the time being I don't realize why. Because as you can saw, I put the flight level 350 and the temperature was minus 35 degrees of centigrade. If you put flight level 350 in Europe, you have temperature around minus 56 degrees of centigrade. So why is this discrepancy? So if you know, leave me a comment. I will learn and we can discuss it. And please, if you are watching my channel, do not hesitate, because I have few comments from people, but do not hesitate to ask and let's say make a discussion below the video, and that's why we are here to discuss the problem. Okay, so the reason may be this one, and I will tell you, okay, I found something different according to my opinion. The reason will be this one, and you will tell me not, you are not true because it's this case. So always do not hesitate to ask. If we are talking about the Airbus, for example. But if we are talking about the Boeing as well, if you don't have, for example, if my explanation wasn't clear enough, just leave me a comment and ask me, hey Captain, why is this procedure? Why are we using this one? And tell me what is depicted on the chart right over there. So we have one. Sorry, I was talking a bit more. 185. Okay, so we put flaps 1. We can put the flaps 2 in order to have 125, and now we can make a procedure, or let's say the next waypoint. It's with this RMP, and it's depicted right over here. It's 3,800. Okay, so we can put 3,800 feet right over there. Oh, I have the speed brakes. Sorry for that situation. But anyway, we can put it like this one because it doesn't respond. He will dive the airplane so much, and now he will level the airplane, so it's unpleasant for the passengers. But yeah, I close my eyes and trying to realize myself that okay, I was not doing this procedure. Okay. So approximately within this position, which is performe 18 and something, performe 181, which is intermediate fix, we will activate the approach phase, and we will put the airplane into the final configuration in order to proper land. Okay. So we have flaps 2 in order to meet the requirement of 185. Okay, so as you can see, 185 is right over here, but he will keep the speed like this one. I don't know why, because we have tailwind component and the speed should rising above, but that's for a long discussion between the customers and and uh, and the Fenix developers. But so far on Microsoft Flight Simulator, I found the Fenix the best airplane. But why he's avoiding all these waypoints? Yeah, I know what's the problem. Yeah, it's my bad. I'm really sorry about this situation. I'll put it like this now. Insert it. Insert and okay, and now we can reselect it. Arrival, runway Zulu 15, Bogu 1 Alpha, transition via Papa Romeo 77, and it should be okay right now. So we may proceed to Papa Romeo 730 via direct page. Papa Romeo 730. It's Papa Romeo 730 insert into the our flight plan, but as you can see, he will accelerating, and this I would like to avoid this situation. In this case 730, so 799er, so direct this waypoint. It's my fault because I forget to put the transition right over that point. So that means that we can easily control flight into the terrain, which I would like to avoid the situation, but I didn't realize it. So it's my big fault while flying into this airport. So again, sorry for this situation. Okay. And I was wondering, because in real life the flight crews are always, one is reading the chart and one is reading the waypoints within the FMC, if it match the conditions or no. So it shouldn't be a problem. we can press it, yeah, we can leave it like this one, and as we are turning, we can put gear down, flaps 3, we can make a speed 150, like this one. We can arm the final approach mode, and final approach mode it's armed already. As I said before, do not use the flight landing systems, and as I said before, in real life I wouldn't do this, so okay. So basically that's okay, and okay, so we have geared down, flaps 15. We are waiting for final flaps configuration. It's right this one. We have final app, so 16,000 feet is the missed approach altitude, which is pre-selected, and this is the reach. This is the reach. You cannot go below 30,800 feet, otherwise you hit the terrain. And now we will see how the airplane will perform. The coordinates slightly change within 30 feet of 1 hectopascal. That means from 1016 to 1017. So that means that we are okay because we are higher on the profile. Anyway, so we can put it like this one. And now what we can do is disconnect the autopilot, put the flight director switches to off position, and try to dive the airplane. And as you can see, we are visually, so that means that okay, but the visual conditions are not as good for me, because the temperature is 9 degrees. So that means that we have to use the engine anti-ice anyway, and put the lights on, and we can go down. We can put the bird like here. We will a little bit dive the airplane, because as you can see, the brick is going up, because he is calculating to be at certain altitude above the aerodrome elevation, but we would like to avoid this situation. Okay, so maybe it should be okay if we do it like this way. So we will make a little bit turns as we are visually, in order to lose the altitude. And as you can see, the speed is going up, and we are not allowed to go above the bar pole, which is with the red line. Okay, so what is strange, I flew this airport with X-Plane many times, and it was without any further problems, but with Microsoft Flight Simulator I did it 10 times and always crash. Always. So it's really annoying for me. And as you can see, the runway is quite like here. What we have terrain off, that's okay. Okay, so we need to go a little bit near of the cliff, and now we have to make a turn.
50, 40, 30, 20, retard. 5.
Okay, we are on the ground. We put the full reverse and we make it successfully. Okay, so we can close the thrust reverse, put it back to the idle position, press manual braking. In order we have all the runway available in front of us, so it was okay basically. This was the first, this was the 11th attempt to land on this airport for me. I'm not telling you the lies. We are all learning, and via Microsoft Flight Simulator, via Explain, I did many times and without any further problems. But with the Microsoft Flight Simulator, there is always some issue and always some problems. So so I need to learn to fly on Microsoft Flight Simulator because the airplanes are floating too much according to my liking. So what we can do, we can put this off. That's okay. We can stop the flight time. No, please, no, 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 no. Okay, taxi like this way. We can stop the speed brakes, press the rudder trim into 0 position and put the flaps and transponder to off position. And now it's okay and we are good to go, and we have to taxi carefully because as you can see that we have the fence on the left side. So yeah, basically that's it. We can okay, and weather radar is as well okay. So I think that flight wow okay it's really close. I think, according to my opinion, the flight was performed with a professional way, and once again I bought the Fenix airplane and I flew it only few times, so that means that that I am not comfortable with this airplane, because in order to flare the airplane you have to flare in much higher altitude than in within the Boeing 737. So this is my opinion. We were a little bit, I think, left of the center line. I guess so. Maybe left of the center line. I hope you guys. I promise to improve, as I promise to improve my channel, and nothing happens. But I will do so. Don't worry. So we can put the APU. Thanks for the Asobo to make a scenery like this one, because it's really amazing. It's really nice. But as you can see, if you are taxi right on the center line, you have clearance basically 1 meter from the fence. I don't know if it is in real life, but you should be really precise with your taxing, okay? So it was my first parabutan landing with the Fenix online, or let's say with the recording, because I try to do it, to be honest, I try to do 10 times and always. I'm not crashing, but the landing was unsuccessful. It was hard landing, or let's bump and another bump to the runways, so I don't like it much. So I'm pretty happy that at these times everything goes okay, everything goes normally in a normal way. So yeah, we can park right over here. Okay, so maybe a little bit break up. It's way too sensitive, brakes and rudder pedals. I don't know why. Okay, now we stop the airplane. Like this one, we put the parking brake set, and now we can look how it looks like from another point of view. How the airplane will perform within the landing situations. So. So now we can see the airplane. It's right over here. Can resume the airplane. As you can see, it will be a little bit hard landing. A little bit harder landing. But it was basically okay. So no worries.